How you doing, sister? How you doing? You know why we out here? All right, we out here to tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we the true Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Are you familiar? You believe in the Bible? Or you?
No, sir, I grew up in a Muslim household.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, you familiar with Moses, right? Well, basically, you know, Moses, he came and he got the children of Israel out of Egypt. And basically, you know, God gave them, through Moses, he gave them some laws, statutes, and commandments to keep. And he said, as long as you keep these, you know, I'll put you above all these other nations, you know. But if you break them, you'll experience a lot of curses pretty much, and you'll be at the bottom. Matter of fact, you can go to Deuteronomy 28 so I can explain that.
Oh. Real quick, you said you grew up in a Muslim household?
I did.
So, where you at with it now? You still Muslim?
I'm doing my research.
You doing your research?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as far as the research that you gather right now, like, just update me on where you at right now as far as your research.
Everything goes around, comes around.
Okay.
Well, it definitely repeats itself.
Yes, ma'am. Second
So
Ezra 5:40.
what's done in the dark will
Come to the light, yes, ma'am.
So all the made up and forced beliefs that have been forced upon us, it will be washed out.
Deuteronomy 28.
Well, if it's not in this generation, it may be in the next. And that will be the darkness that will come to light. I believe that we were true kings and queens. I believe that will rise. If we don't wake up now, we'll wake up one day. It may not be now.
Oh, come on, for now. Just till we done. There's a lot.
And then stuff is gonna happen, right? So, real quick, the stuff that's gonna happen, I want to show you something. 28:64, just to a point you made.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64.
Read.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
You be scattered among all people, right? We know that happened to our ancestors, what? In slavery. Now look at us, and running we're everywhere in the whole world as a result of cargo slavery, right? Read.
From the end of the earth even unto the other.
From one side of the earth to another, you got our people everywhere, right? Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
You shall serve what?
Other gods.
What did you say? You said the beliefs that's been forced upon us. When we go to these places in slavery, we're going to have to serve other gods. Read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Not the gods of our ancestors. We're going to worship other God. New God, where is it? We're going to worship this God, right? Or if we're not doing this, what are we going to do? We're going to be Muslims. Right. See what I'm saying? Right? Read now, watch. Here, it's going to literally say this too. Read.
Even wood and stone.
Wood and stone. What's the significance of wood and stone? Because with him we worship a wooden lowercase t that they call a cross, right? Yeah. In Islam, you worship going around that Kaaba stone. Yeah. Wood and stone, right? Read.
God. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
You see that? And it says, among those nations thou shalt find no ease. Meaning, when these people put us in this slavery and they forced these beliefs on us, they didn't give us no ease, no mercy, no grace. They've been working this for 500 years. Right. And then they turn around and say what? You people are lazy. You have no self-respect. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You will find no ease. So the thing is, when we open it up and we understand that, give me verse 15 real quick. I got you right holding that. All right, get 15 real quick. Because again, like you said, we got to do our research. We got to understand that before we understood any of this stuff, we were somewhere else, right? And what were we doing when we was over there, right? What was our ancestors doing? That's important to understand. So now watch this, read.
All right, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
read on,
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes,
read on,
which I command thee this day,
read on,
that all these curses shall come upon thee.
So number one, it say all these curses. Now, if we take a look at our ancestors, right, and just the belief of Africa, where we come from, right, we believe in curses, right? We believe in negativity attaching itself to somebody or a group of people and following them for one purpose or another. Somebody can put a curse, or you can do negativity and reap it upon yourself, right? So here we see Moses telling these people, listen, that if y'all don't do what y'all supposed to do, right, and uphold your culture correctly, you're going to be cursed, right? So it's not even as mystical sometimes as we think, because sometimes we hear these words, we look at it real mystical, right? But if you give your kids instructions, this is what you need to do, right? You're giving this to them so they can do well, right? If they go against what you're saying, bad things are just inevitably gonna happen because of what they're doing. So this is what this is all about. And now the results of those bad things is, as we read in 64, that we were gonna be taken into slavery, and people were going to force other ideologies on us that weren't conducive to us. You see what I'm saying? Because we see that as long as we've had the church is the oldest black institution in America, right? It's the first institution black people have had in America is the good old black Christian church, right? And through that, the abortion epidemic, the AIDS epidemic, the crack epidemic, and every other epidemic and drug that's happened have predominantly happened to people who go in the church house. So why is it, if the church was so conducive, why is it that it wasn't able to prevent any of this stuff from happening? Because like you said, it's something that's been forced upon us. It was never there for our benefit. It was there to keep us in line, make sure that we was good slaves and orderly and obedient to the master. That's all that was about. You see what I'm saying? So what we've done is the same thing, sis, that you have done. And we had to step back and we had to do our research. And the conclusion that we've came to, just through the description that we see biblically, not religiously, not from a cherry pick perspective, but taking a look at the text from a historical perspective and a cultural perspective, and we see that we fit all the description of the Israelites in the Bible, and not just in the Bible, because we go historically. There's books like, what we got? We got the Bible. We ain't got Africans that wrote the Bible?
Yeah, I got it.
Boom. You got it, but you ain't got it with you? Okay, so there's different texts, and I'll just reference a couple. Number one is the Africans that wrote the Bible, right? So you have a PhD named Nani Blanchi Dakwa, who's a Kun from Ghana, right? And he writes this whole book on how he discovered all the various parallels between ancient Hebrew culture and the cultures of West Africa, right? There's another one called Hebrewisms of West Africa. There's various things. So what happened is the Israelite, just like we're in the diaspora right now, the Israelites had a diaspora. And the Israelite diaspora started 2,600 years ago. You see what I'm saying? But it ramped up about 2,000 years ago, about 40 years after the crucifixion of who the world knows as Jesus Christ, right? That's when the temple was destroyed. The Romans came in and ran all the Israelites out of Jerusalem. And where did they go? It was a diaspora. They went all over the world. But when you look in history, one of the main places that they went to is the interiors of Africa, right? Then there was migration across the Sahara into West Africa. Then we began to build up the kingdoms and the cultures. Hold on, we having a conversation, thank you. And the kingdoms and the cultures of West Africa. And of course, naturally, over the course and process of time, what happens? You're not gonna necessarily keep your whole culture intact, right? Where are you from? You from Atlanta? Hold on. Listen. We're gonna come to you. We deal with order and structure here, sir. Thank you. So, were you from Atlanta? Where you from? Nashville, right? Okay, so you got family that went up north?
Yeah.
Right, so look. So some of our family, right, we might go up north. So some of the down south culture comes with us, right? Some of the slang, things like that. But the whole culture doesn't come, right? You keep a little bit of the culture. So the same thing happens with any culture of people when they migrate, when they move. But they're gonna keep bits and pieces of the culture. And this is the evidence that we see, and this is what's been uncovered by certain people, and that's why they've written the books about the connection between West African culture and ancient Hebrew culture. You see what I'm saying? So in your journey, now that you're doing your research, here's a little bit more information for you to continue in your research, man. What's your name, sis?
My name is Sheldon.
Sheldon, and pleasure to meet you, Alizar. All right, sis. Yeah, definitely, sis, definitely. Go ahead, Tazan.
SACARRI.
We are the children of the one Yahweh.
The chosen.
Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given his laws to us. Now everything belongs to us.
Shalom, what's going on? It's your brother, Chief Priest Alazar Monoya, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew, And I'm just letting y'all know, I just dropped my official clothing line, Urban Gorilla. Go to urbangorilla.com right now to check us out, man, and pick something up. There's URBNGRLA.com. We got all kind of items for men, women, children, even infants, as well as fragrance oil, smell goods. You can also check out Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co., another SICARRI business, on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can hit up deaconsicari.com to get your plug on the scarves, the music, and the children's Bibles. Thanks for your time. All praise to the Most High. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.